Hello, Da Vinci, and welcome back. This is Wednesday, the 13th English lesson. So our learning objective is, can I put my thought shower ideas into sentences using time connective? So for this lesson, you'll need everything that you did in yesterday's English lesson, and you'll maybe need it, if you did it on a sheet, you'll need that sheet in front of you to help you with today's lesson. So for this lesson, as I've just said, you'll need the thing that you did yesterday, your thought shower ideas. You'll also need a pencil and maybe some paper or your whiteboard pen, okay? So yesterday, you thought showered your ideas about your day. In today's lesson, you're going to put those ideas and you're going to put them into sentences using time sentence starters. Okay, so let's have a look at what time sentence starters are. So I want you to have just a quick pause of the video here, talk to your teddy or talk to your toy, see whether you can spot the words in our story map here that are our time sentence starters. Okay, so now you've had a moment, I'm going to get my highlighter and I'm going to highlight some of them. So we've got our first sentence here is every day Bob gets up and goes to work on the moon. So every day Bob went to work on the moon. First, he got out of bed and had a cup of tea and 2 soft-boiled eggs. When he arrived at the launch pad, he got changed into his special moon suit and jetted off to the moon. After he arrived at the moon, he swept up all the rubbish so that the moon was spotless. So the moon was spotless when the tourist arrived. Then it was time for lunch, and he had 2 sandwiches, an apple, and some chocolate toffees. Oh, and some chocolate, my fault. Right, so what on the first half of our story map, where are our time sentence starters? Well, I'm going to underline them. These are our time sentence starters here. Every day, first, when, after, then. They are the sentence starters. So they go at the start of the sentence, and they're all to do with when something happened, a time. So you can see every day that tells us when it's happening. First thing in the morning, when it gets to this point, after this point, then it was lunchtime. So they're all something to do with time. So we're going to use time sentence starters in writing about our day. So first, then, next, after, finally. You can use these. Sorry, my question is, can we use these in any order? Could I put, so I've got first, then, next, after, finally. You can have a quick discussion before I tell you the answer about what you think the order might be. Does it matter if I put them in any order? Does it need to go in a specific order? Pause the video and have that discussion. Okay, so first, then, next, after, and finally. Now, if I try to put then as being the one that I use first, and then I put first, then Bob went to work on the moon. First, he got up. Well, yes and no, because what actually happens is if you say first, you need first to realistically be the first one you talk about because it's starting your day. The only thing that's different in our story map is it says every day Bob goes to work, and that's just a statement. It's nothing about the order of his day. Then after that, it says first he gets up. It doesn't say then he gets up out of bed, has a cup of tea and 2 soft. First he goes to the launch pad and gets changed. Well, no, the first thing he does is he gets up. So it must be first as being the one that we start with. Then, next, and after, they can be put in any order that you would like, and they will still make sense. So you can have first Bob got up and had his cup of tea and 2 soft-boiled eggs. Next, he went to the launch pad and got himself changed. Then he jetted off to the moon. Or you could have, then he went to the launch pad and got himself changed into his moon suit. After he jetted off to the moon. Next, he started to clean the moon. These are all the things that he does, and it doesn't matter which one of these starts a sentence because they all make sense. The only ones that we must remember is first must be the one that we used right at the beginning to start off the day, and the last one, which is finally, because it's the last thing that he does in his day. We can't have first, then, finally, next, after, because we've said finally, and finally means it's the final one. That's it. So we can't use finally there. It must be moved down and moved down again. It must be the last one we use. So as I say, then, next, after, they can be changed around. They could be put in any order because it does not matter which way they go. But it must have first as being your first time sentence starter and finally as being your last time sentence starter. So what do I do first? So these are all the lists of things that I came up with yesterday. So I've got walk Toby, he's my dog. I've got eat lunch, go to sleep, record videos, make dinner, wake up at 6 o'clock. So what do I do first? So I'm going to put a number 1 next to the one that I do first. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to then order them in the order that I do them in my day. So I wake up first. I don't eat my lunch first. I don't eat dinner first or make dinner first. I'm going to first wake up. After I've woken up, what would I do? I'm not going to go back to sleep. I'm not going to record my videos first thing in the morning. I'm not going to make my dinner. I'm going to go and walk my dog. So before work, I'm going to go walk my dog after I've got up. So 1, 2. Then what am I going to do? Well, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to record my videos so that my videos are then ready for you for the next day. So I've got wake up at 6, I've got walk Toby, I've got record my videos. Then what I might do is I might then have my lunch. I'm not going to make dinner, I'm not going to go to sleep, I'm going to have lunch first. After I've had my lunch and I've done some more work in the afternoon, but that's not one of my ones, is it? I haven't got do more work in the afternoon. My only 2 I've got left is make dinner and go to sleep. So my next one out of that is I'm going to make dinner, because if I don't make dinner, I'm going to be hungry. So number 5, and then the last one, go to sleep. So that's going to be number 6. There we go. So your task to start off with, your mini task, is I want you to put numbers on yours. So you had this from yesterday of your day. Doesn't look the same as mine. I shouldn't see anybody with walk Toby unless you've got your own dog that's called Toby or your own pet. So you need to now put numbers next to yours. I'm going to show you how you can write the first sentence. So when I have my first sentence, I've got, on my first item, I've got wake up at 6. Now, wake up at 6 isn't a sentence. It's just a bullet point. Just tell me what I need to do. So I first need to choose a sentence starter. Now, I've already said I'm not going to use finally, because that's going to be my last one. I said after, then, and next could all be ones that I can swap round, but the one that I must use first is first. So I'm going to put first here. Once I've got the first time sentence starter, I'm going to need to write out my sentence. So my sentence is going to be wake up at 6. So first, wake up at 6. Now, what's that going to look like? Well, what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to make that into a sentence. So first, I wake up at, now I can't just put wake up at 6 because we know there's 2 6s in the day. There's 6 o'clock in the morning and there's 6 o'clock at night. And I can't just put wake up at 6. It's 6 o'clock. So the first thing I need to put is put 6 o'clock. There we go. First, I wake up at 6 o'clock and I might extend it a little bit more if I want to. I might challenge myself and I put first, I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. Now, full stop. That's my sentence there. Now, what you can do is your sentence can absolutely be fine as first I wake up at 6 o'clock, full stop. There's nothing wrong with that sentence at all. That's a great sentence. I'm only saying if you want to challenge yourself a little bit more, you could say first I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning. I've just extended it a little bit more. Right, moving on to the next one. That's my first sentence that I've managed to expand. Right, Walktober. Now, I can't just have Walktober. That's not a sentence. First, I must choose one of these time starters. So my time starter is not going to be first. It's not going to be finally. I might choose then. Then is one which is going to help me do this sentence. So I'm going to write the word then. So now, then what do I do? Then Walktober. Again, that doesn't make any sense. So what I'm going to need to do is I'm going to need to make that sentence make sense. So then I walk. Now I could put Toby and just a full stop. Then I walk Toby. That's okay. I know what that means. But if somebody else is reading my work, they might not know who Toby is. So I'm going to extend myself and challenge myself, and I'm going to say, then I walk my dog, Toby. Now, if you're one of the children that I've commented on Tapestry, saying that you need to maybe challenge yourself a little bit more in English, I might have suggested using maybe commas in a list or expanded noun phrases or some conjunctions. So this sentence might turn into, then I walk my cheeky black dog Toby. Then I walk my cheeky black dog Toby. That might be my sentence. Now, I have to make sure I've got a space after my full stop, but I've added in an expanded noun phrase and I've really challenged myself there. There was nothing wrong with I walk Toby, then I walk Toby, but I've expanded it a little bit more. So those are the examples that I've given you there. And all I've done is I've just started off by choosing one of my sentence starters, and then I've written the rest of my sentence by expanding on one of these that I ordered, okay? So let's have a look at your challenge today. So your challenge, this is challenge number 1, using your ideas from your thought shower. So you must have completed this before you can start. And this is what yesterday's lesson was, okay? Yesterday's English lesson. So your challenge 1, first I something, then I something, finally I something. You need to copy these sentences down, make sure you've got a capital letter, a full stop, and make sure you add in your 3 things which are going to order your day. So you can't say, first I have dinner, because is that the first thing you do in the morning? Or is it first I get up, maybe then I have lunch, but then what do you do before you get up and then have lunch? I know you've only got 3, so you've got a bit of a smaller day than usual, but I want you to do your challenge 1 as best as you can. Right, challenge 2. So using 4 sentence starters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've given you 5, so you're going to only choose 4. 2 of them will definitely be first and finally, and then you can choose which other 2 you use from the other 3 that are left. You're going to use your ideas from your thought shower, and you're going to write your own sentences. Challenge 3, you're going to write 5 sentences using time sentence starters. The time sentence starters are down here. I want you to include the following. A capital letter and a full stop is 1 point. Conjunction, you get 2 points. If you have an expanded noun phrase, you get 3 points. And commas in a list, you get 3 points as well. To help you with achieving some of these, here are your conjunctions that I've got for you here. I just make myself a little bit smaller there. So your conjunctions are here so that you can use them in expanding your work. And I've given you an example. Now, this again is one for Mrs. Jalaf. I'm going to change this very quickly so that it's one for us, one for me, okay? So I've just edited this so that it says what my day looks like, okay? Oops, sorry, I'm having a bit, there we go, right. So Mr. Watkiss' day. So you could start yours off with whatever your name is and then your day. I've got an apostrophe after my name because it's my day. That's what it belongs to me, okay? So first I woke up at 6 o'clock and I brushed my teeth. Next, I put on my warm, cozy coat because it was very cold in the morning. After that, I recorded the videos so Vinci could learn about space. Next, I had my lunch with my children. I don't have any children. This is Mrs. Jalaf's one that's mixed with mine. Finally, I made chips for everyone. Sorry, I made dinner for everyone, and we had pizza, chips, and garlic mushrooms. Yummy. I hate garlic mushrooms, so you can tell that I've only changed some of these bits because these are Mrs. Jalaf's things. But what I'm saying is I've used first, next, after that, next, and finally. Now I've used next twice. That's okay because I've written 5 sentences. I could have used the then instead of next, but it's okay to use a time conjunction twice as long as you're not using first and finally twice. They're the only ones you cannot use twice, okay? So this is my day made up of the things that I did, and I'm going to go all the way back just to remind you that I did, too far, on here. So you need to use these to help you, okay? So I'd like you to go off and do that. Pause the video at the points that you need, and I look forward to seeing your work on Tapestry. Thank you very much. Goodbye, Da Vinci.